Hey guys, so in today's episode we'll be doing another sit down and chatting video. A lot of you guys had some questions about locks and color and all that stuff, so I took some questions from my Instagram and some questions from YouTube as well, and I'm making a video for you guys. And so I'm just going to do like a read the question and answer it kind of thing. So first question is, can you color your hair without bleaching it? So technically, if you want to color your hair lighter, no. If you want to color your hair, as far as like if I wanted this to be blacker, like darker, then yes, I can dye this darker and I don't have to bleach it. The second question is, how do you prevent locks from breaking after you bleach it? When you bleach your hair, it makes your hair drier, and I think a lot of people don't know that. So just, if you're gonna bleach your hair, or if you already bleached your hair, please pay attention to like your hair. And if it's feeling dry and itchy, and especially like brittle, you want to start doing like treatments to combat that. Like start doing some intense moisturizer, some deep conditioning, so anything that will basically put the moisture back in or help you to moisturize your hair. So yeah, start getting some oils for damaged or damaged hair, whatever. There's no harm in ever like using an oil that says for like damaged or breaking hair. Like if your hair is healthy, it's just gonna help it be more healthy, and if your hair is damaged or breaking, then it'll help fight that. So there's no damage in putting those oils, but just make sure your hair doesn't stay dry. Also, if you're bleaching your hair yourself, you want to make sure that you wash out the bleach completely. Like wash it, really wash it, like give it like 3 good washes or something. But yeah, so that's another way that locks kind of break afterwards, is like people keep the bleach in there too long, and then they like, in the sense of like you guys leave the bleach in, and so the bleach just stays there and eats up. Okay, third question is, what should I do about my lint before coloring my locks? Okay, so lint is in your hair. There's so much stuff that you can do to prevent lint, but before coloring your hair, if the lint is not too far, too deep embedded into the locks, then pick them out if it's gonna bother you. If it's deeply embedded into the locks, there's really nothing you can do. Lock cleansers really don't like take out lint. So yeah, to be honest with you, it will color if depending on the color that you're looking for, and depending on how bad it is. Most of the time it will color with it. Like if I had lint, like in my first set of locks, I definitely had lint towards the bottom of my hair. If I want to dye my hair jet black, that's gonna cover the lint. Like I even have some pieces here now. We'll talk about different ways we can try to fight lint, but in like a different video if you guys are interested. Fourth question is, should you do a lock cleanse before coloring your hair? Okay, so no, you shouldn't, in my opinion, because both a lock cleanse and coloring your hair, as far as like bleaching. Okay, sorry. If you're going to bleach your hair, then no. Because doing a lock cleanse is going to make your hair dry. Bleaching your hair is going to make your hair dry. So when you pair those two things together, you get like a really, really dry hair, and you don't want to, you don't want to do that. So I personally would recommend against that. But if you're doing like a regular color, then yeah, I would still space it out, because you just don't want to. I would still space it out, but it's less serious if you're just putting like, if I need to do a lock cleanse and I need to put black on my hair, I would space it out, but it won't be too much of a big deal. While I have you guys' attention right now, I just want to remind you not to forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get back into the rest of this little episode. Question number 5 is, what does it mean when you have dark spots in your color? That can mean a few things. Either the bleach wasn't like processed at the same time or for the same amount of time, or when you put the bleach on the hair, it didn't have like an even layer of bleach so that everything can process for the same amount of time. So how you would technically like fix that is to go back and kind of like get bleach on the spots. But I mean, usually you're gonna definitely need somebody help. I don't really know how you would get that done, girl. I don't know, because I probably give up. I'll probably just go darker. Or you can do what is it, colored lips, or you know, but you'll probably if it's like affecting your color, you'll most likely have to lift again, as long as you feel like your hair can handle it. I hope that helped. I know that was kind of short. Question number 6 is, how long do you keep color or bleach in? So read the box, read whatever color you're using, but I think it's like 30 minutes, or pretty much when the hair dries, whichever comes first. Once the hair dries, it's finished. That's the same thing whether you're doing color or bleaching the hair. But once it dries, it's no longer processing after that. Basically, that can mean like, okay, you put the bleach on somebody's hair, you put them under the dryer. If the dryer dries it in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it's done. There's no more processing. So like, just pay attention to that. Or if they're just sitting here and letting it do it on its own, and it dries it in 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, then it's done. So just keep that in mind. I hope that was helpful, but that's pretty much how long you would keep it in. I would say no longer than 30 minutes, especially not bleach. Shoot, sometimes when it comes to color, you could be a little bit more lenient if you're just doing color, like just depositing color on the head, just placing color on top. Because for me, like my black, I be keeping it in for forever sometimes, okay? So sometimes I accidentally fall asleep with the thing in. But you know, but don't do that, because it messes up your sheets and stuff if you sleep wild. Question number 7 is, what should I do to prevent my locks from breaking before color? Like, you shouldn't color your hair at all if your hair is already in a damaged place. Like, if it's already damaged, if it's already brittle, if it's already dry, if it's already like breaking and stuff like that, don't color your hair. If you had natural hair, but then now you have locks, and you had locks for a year, but every time you colored your hair when you were natural, that sucker fell out, then don't bleach your hair with locks. It's still the same hair. Just because you have locks doesn't mean you have a different type of hair. Your hair will continue to act the same way with locks that it did when it was natural hair. So granted, you're probably not doing as much to your hair with when it's locked up. You're probably not doing as much damage to it that you possibly were doing while your hair was like natural, but still, like, it's the same hair. So it's your risk. There's always a risk when coloring your hair. So you guys, there's always a risk. So you just gotta keep that in mind. You just gotta decide on, what's more important to you, the look of the color or your hair? Like, keeping the hair on your head. Sorry about the little footsteps as my son come downstairs. What else should you do? Of course, you should be treating your hair and giving your hair deep conditionings and deep oil treatments, deep conditioning treatments, treating your hair, period, washing your hair, shampooing, conditioning, and just loving on your hair and making sure that you're keeping up with your maintenance. That's all important on a regular. That's pretty much what you should do with your hair before. Also, don't use, if you're afraid of your hair breaking, don't use anything past like a 30 volume. Especially, if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't go past a 20 volume. But just understand you're not gonna lift as high. So, and for those people, actually that was the next question. So we'll go over that. So question number 8 is, what is the difference in the volumes? So remember how I said that pretty much after your hair after the hair dries, so say if it takes 30 minutes for the hair to dry, the bleach is finished processing. So the difference in the volumes is that the 10 volume is gonna lift at a slower pace than the 20 volume. So like let's say if we was going in like a color wheel, like so no, let's say if it was like in a chart, so let's say like here is like blonde and here is black and here is brown. So you're trying to get to blonde. A 10 volume versus like a 30 or 40 volume is gonna move faster, while that 10 volume is gonna move slower. So yeah, I hope that description was good for you guys, because that was kind of, I guess, kind of retarded. But pretty much that's the difference in the volumes, is that the 10 volume is going to move slower in a 30-minute time frame versus a 40 volume or 30 volume is going to move faster. So it's going to lift faster in a shorter period of time, and you'll just basically have to lift like, but the stronger the volumes, the stronger the stronger the chemical. So it's like, yes, you might lift faster, but then it's more damaged in more of a shorter period of time versus the 10 or the 20 volume. But if you don't know what you're doing, I would say, like I said, don't go past a 30 volume. What is the difference between a single process color and a double process color? I would explain it as, or the way that I use single process and double process, is that single process color is just like when you're depositing a color, it's just gonna be like I'm putting the color on your head and I'm washing your hair. Whereas the double process color means that I'm like lifting the hair and then I have to deposit the color. So it's just one step versus two steps. But that is all for today, you guys. I hope this video was very helpful to you guys. I hope I answered everybody's coloring lot questions. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video.